Hey everyone, so I've been seeing the subgenre of blank to fall asleep to videos on YouTube, and I figured, why not make a version of this with my videos about Gogo's Crazy Bones. Now, I know this video may be a bit of lesser quality in comparison to my other videos, but the main reason as to why I made this video is to sort of upload something without having you guys wait for another video every few months because of my procrastination. With that, I thought it would be nice to bring back a quadrilogy of classics from my channel, which were videos that probably introduced a lot of you guys to the channel to begin with, and I thought that Gogo's videos would be a perfect fit for this subgenre on YouTube. That being said, thanks for watching, and have a good night.
What's up guys, welcome back to yet another video. So, I was thinking of what I could make a video on when I remembered something that I used to collect and beg my parents to get for me all the time. I'll be talking about Gogo's Crazy Bones. Now, in case some of you do not know what Gogo's Crazy Bones are, they're basically these small little figurines that come in various different designs. The story of how I found about Gogo's was when my brother, me, and my mom went to Walmart. When my mom was done shopping for food and stuff, we looked in one of the self-checkout sections. We were just looking at the toys they had when we saw packs of Gogo's Crazy Bones figures. One pack in particular had a tear in it. Me being curious, I opened up the pack more to find two Gogos inside. One of them was a green one, which would become my first ever Gogo. There's also a second Gogo in the torn pack that my brother got to have. Now, I don't exactly remember what it looked like, sadly. Gogos were incredibly popular back in the early 2010s. Everywhere I went, in second grade and first grade, I wouldn't see a kid who did not have a Gogo. Now, seeing my fellow classmates trade and play with Gogos is probably what made me fall in love with them. And with that, I became obsessed with them. They were absolutely everywhere, and almost every store imaginable had them. Walmart, Target, Walgreens, GameStop, you name it. Hell, it even spawned its own Nintendo DS game at some point. Not only that, but it also had a website. That's right, gogoscrazybones.com. If you look up the website today, it doesn't exist as it was taken down years ago. However, you can still access it using the Wayback Machine, thankfully. Here's what it looks like in case you're wondering. Now, one day, my school hosted a fundraiser for something, and the reward for donating $1 was, you guessed it, a single pack of Gogo's Crazy Bones. Now, seeing this, I was pretty stoked, but since I was only 7 years old, I didn't have any money. So, instead, I used one of my kid tactics and lied about donating. And guess what my teacher did? Gave me the Gogo. I'm surprised she didn't even check if I actually donated. She just handed me a pack and that was the end of it. This was how I got my second Gogo. Now, the pack only had one Gogo because, you know, they need to save money. But still, this is how I got my second Gogo. And this is what it looked like. Now, remember when I said how I was obsessed with Gogos? Now, I was actually so obsessed with them that every time one of my parents went shopping or were about to get home from work, I would beg for a pack before they got home. Now, usually they would say yes because man was I spoiled rotten back then. My obsession with Gogos eventually led to some, let's just say, criminal behavior. One time in like second or first grade at recess, me and my friends tried stealing from one kid who had a lot of Gogos by pushing him over and taking the Gogos he had. Now, this got me in some heat. I got a pink slip for doing so and a call home, which honestly isn't fun. But long after that, one time me, my mom, and my brother once again went shopping at our local Walgreens. Now, me and my brother went to the toy aisle to see what they have, and we saw something that got us just pumped. We saw a limited edition Gogo's Crazy Bones Gold Series tin. Instantly, we grabbed one each and sprinted to our mom and begged for her to buy it for us. And of course, she did. Now at school, if you had golden Gogos, you were considered the cool kid because they were considered very rare. And oh boy, did I flex on my friends like no tomorrow. And by the time I got into third grade, they started putting stickers in every pack of Gogos. So every time I got a pack that includes stickers, I put them on my folder to, again, flex on my friends. Now every time I was away from my table doing something, I would come back to at least 3 kids glaring at my folder. Honestly, I consider my past self the rice gum of Gogos because damn, I flexed on people like a madman. Eventually, when third grade ended, I lost interest in Gogos, and so did my classmates. The last pack I got was a Series 4 pack, and it included 2 Gogos trading cards. Now, I don't remember what Gogos I got in the last pack, but Yeah, in this video, I'll be talking about Gogos once again in this special part 2 video. I'll go over what the company that made Gogos is selling today, the official Gogos Crazy Bones YouTube channel, the canceled television series of Gogos, the Gogos that I happen to own, an interview with a few people who have played with Gogos in the past, whether or not Gogos may or may not come back in the future. Anyways, with that all out of the way, it's time to go crazy with Gogos Series 2. Where are they now? Let's dive right into it, folks. So, from my last Gogos video, you guys may remember the segment where I talked about how I lost my interest in Gogos. Well, it turns out that everyone else lost their interest in Gogos as well. Because, unfortunately, Magic Box Toys, the company behind Gogos, stopped selling them in retail stores about 3 years ago. They stopped selling them after it wasn't as trendy as it used to be. It sucks, yes, but going bankrupt also sucks too. Now, with that being said, yes, the company that made Gogos still exists today. They are currently making 4 different lines of toys as of this video. Those toys being Star Monsters, Zomlings, Super Things, and Moji Pops. Funny enough, all 4 lines of toys are actually very similar to Gogos. They just all have different themes to them. Star Monsters being, well, monster themed, Zomlings being zombie themed, Super Things being superhero themed, and Moji Pops being more girly themed to appeal to girls instead of just boys. It seems after the discontinuation of Gogos, Magic Box Toys still hasn't given up on producing collectible miniature toys, which, if I'm honest, is pretty cool to think about. Granted, the new toys aren't as memorable or uniquely designed as like Gogos were, but I'm still glad they exist. Now, with all this in mind, does this mean that Gogos might come back in the future? Well, I'll save that for earlier on in the video. For now, let's move on to the next segment. Did you know that Magic Box Toys used to run a YouTube channel dedicated to Gogos Crazy Bones? That's right. Looking at the channel today, the channel has 4,000 subscribers. They would upload countless Gogos videos. Those videos being Gogos commercials, skits, and caring for gerbils? And we'll get into that in a minute. First, let's look at the commercials. Now, the commercials are not really that special, but they still are very nostalgic, goes without saying. This commercial in particular is the most interesting to me. It shows 2 kids playing with their Gogos, but as they play with them, it cuts to animated shorts of the Gogos duking out in a sort of canyon type setting. It's really cool how they incorporated that into the commercial, and I really love the way the shorts were animated. Really makes me wonder who exactly animated those shorts. Anyway, another thing that the Gogos YouTube channel uploaded were skits. The one that I'll be looking at is the Six Flags video. This video in particular was featured on the Gogos Crazy Bones website back in the day. The video starts off with J-Box, who is the guy in blue, beatboxing next to Q-Mac, who is the guy in the basketball jersey. Q-Mac then interrupts J-Box's beatboxing to tell him that he'll be going to Six Flags with Mosh to play with Gogos, and to meet up with a guy named Shivy. Once Q-Mac and Mosh arrive at Six Flags, they then find Shivy, who then finds 2 kids playing a game called Online with their Gogos. They then challenge the kids to play online with them, and one of the kids responded to Q-Mac saying, what I can only say is the biggest burn in history.
Definitely. Hey fellas, you mind if we play a little 2-on-2?
If you like losing.
What? Oh, motherfucker.
So yeah, they play online together, and the video just basically ends there. Looking back at the video, it was a bit cringy, but it is still very nostalgic to watch, regardless. By the way, has anyone else who watched the video ever wondered where that Mosh costume is today? If it still exists, then it's probably sitting in a storage room somewhere collecting dust. Same with the Q-Mac Gogo. I wonder if that still exists too. It's considered very rare in the Gogos community. Anyways, let's talk about the last 2 uploads on the Gogos YouTube channel. Handling gerbils and caring for gerbils. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue how those 2 videos were uploaded onto the channel, but one can only assume that the person who owns the channel's daughter somehow got a hold of the channel, and yeah, the rest is history. I won't go over what happens in those 2 videos because they aren't related to Gogos, but if you are very curious about them, go to the Gogos Crazy Bones channel and watch them. I bet you'll be able to get a small chuckle from them. But yeah, that's really all the channel has to offer. Alright, now some of you are not going to believe this, but while doing research for this video, I found out that Gogos Crazy Bones had a canceled TV series. Now, I honestly couldn't believe this the first time I found out about this. You're probably wondering,
Nick, what was the TV series supposed to be about?
Well, looking on the Gogos wiki, which I will leave a link to in the description below, apparently it was about Gogos trying to learn about how they were created by scavenging for human artifacts while avoiding large obstacles on the way. Funny enough, when the pilot episode of the show was uploaded onto the Gogos Crazy Bones YouTube channel, it was immediately deleted. Why? Well...
Gogos Crazy Bones, Gogos Crazy Bones. Each Gogo is unique.
Not just an attitude, got special abilities and different attributes. Zany shapes, kooky colors, wave pulse energy. Alone they can only sing one note,
But together it's 5-part harmony.
go, 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 go.
Yeah, people didn't really like it. It sort of reminds me of that one Sonic Pakistan McDonald's commercial. You know the one. Okay, with that all out of the way, it's time to move on to the next segment. If you watched my last Gogos video, you may remember when I said that I would potentially show off my Gogos in a future video on my second channel. I don't know if you guys really want to see my collection of Gogos Crazy Bones, but if you do, well, here it is. There we go. Look at that. There they are. This pile is my childhood. Man, oh man. So, as you can see, here are all my Gogos, and my brother's Gogos as well. Been collecting these for years. I stopped now, but back then I collected them for years. And this one I believe is a rare one that I pulled. I believe this one came with these Series 4 cards. I'm not sure though, just my memory. This is a rare one because it's shiny, as you can see. What else? We have the gold ones, which I will pick out real quick. Alright, so here are all the gold ones I have. These came from the tin. And if you're wondering where my brother's gold Gogos are, I have no clue where they are. But yeah, here are all the gold Gogos. And here's Mosh, the man himself, and as you can see, there's a reflection of me. Yeah, I'm recording this with my phone, don't judge me. But yeah, here's Sato. Nice and shiny as well. And yeah, here's the one that looks like B-Boy. I don't remember his name. Put in the comments if you know his name. This is another rare one that I have. This is the wanted Gogo that I have, and I'm pretty sure it's the only wanted Gogo I have. Once again, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, this robot dude is the wanted Gogo that I have. And we have these orange ones. This is a hairdryer one. And this hypnotism guy. And this buff dude that looks like Machamp from Pokemon. This is my second Gogo that I ever got. Wait, let me get my first Gogo. Hold on. Here it is. Here is my first Gogo in the flesh. I found this dude at Walmart, and as you can see, because of this one Gogo, all of that happened. And this is my brother's personal favorite, I believe. It's a green robot dude. Very sick. And here is Sato, which is number 3 on Series 1. And here's Tori as well. I know some of the names of these Gogos, but I don't know all of them. And here's another rare one since it's shiny. And this one I like to call Bart Simpson, because it looks like Bart. He's very happy, as you can see. I know I have like a dead version of Bart. Here it is. As you can see, there's X's over his eyes. Very nice. Ay caramba, am I right, boys? This Gogo I traded with one of my best friends back in elementary school. If the camera can focus. There you go. It's just the Gogo's logo. Well, guy with the Gogo's logo on his face. It's kind of fading out, but yeah, this is the first Gogo I've ever traded. And yeah, he's pretty sick. He's pretty unique, even though it's just the red guy with the logo on it, but he's still pretty unique. I like him. And here is green Bart Simpson. Shout out to Emperor Lemon, by the way. And this one came from the White Diamond tin. I don't remember if I bought the White Diamond. My mom bought the White Diamond tin, but from what I remember, I don't think we bought it. But all I know is that this guy's in the White Diamond tin pack. So now these green ones, like these green transparent ones, I have to call the Mountain Dew Gogos. I don't know. When I was little, these ones just reminded me of Mountain Dew because of their color. This is the first Mountain Dew colored one I got. And here is my brother's first Gogo that came along with my first Gogo. These two guys right here. And here's another variant of it, except it's green. Now, as you can see, this one's face is a little bit faded. but the green one isn't as much. And here's a pink ghost guy, which is pretty cool. I like it. For this segment, I will be interviewing 6 people who also have some childhood memories with Gogos. 3 of them came from a dedicated Gogos Discord server, 1 of them came from another Discord server, 1 of them being one of my real life friends, and the last one being my own brother. I will ask them 6 questions. How did you find out about Gogos? How obsessed were you with Gogos? Do you have any stories about Gogos you would like to share? What is your favorite Gogo? Have you lost interest in Gogos? Why or why not? And do you still own your Gogos? If not, what happened to them? Some of the people that I interviewed weren't able to record themselves talking, so instead, a text-to-speech bot will be used to read out their answers instead. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the questions. How did you find out about Gogos?
I first got my Gogos when I was around the age of 7, and basically what I did, I had gotten my Gogos. I had a collection of about 50 or so.
So first time I found out about Gogos was in an ice cream shop. I was with my cousins, and we each had one ice cream, which was Nucleus ice cream. They all had series 1, but I was very lucky because I had a Mega Trip series. Unfortunately, I lost that Gogo, but here's what it looks like. But I will get that Gogo pretty soon in yellow variant.
I actually found out about Gogos because kids at school were bringing them. Gogo's Crazy Bones were super popular with the trading card kids on the bus, and kind of like silly bands or anything popular for kids, everyone had their own favorites or duplicates that they wanted to trade. It got to the point to where my teachers complained about Gogos being disruptive, and my school ended up banning students from bringing any toys like Pokemon cards or Gogos, anything that we used as like a currency.
I found out about Gogos from the time we were checking out in Walmart, and we found a couple of opened ones on the shelves, decided to take them, and then immediately fell in love with them and wanted to buy more.
I found out about Gogos when I was very young when my brother gave me his collection. After that, I found out my cousin had a large collection, and he gave me some bones to start out.
A few years back in early 2012, I first found out about Gogos. At the time, I had no interest in Gogos and definitely no intentions of ever getting them.
How obsessed were you with Gogos?
I had loved the living crap out of my Gogos. I played with them every day. I just didn't stop playing with them.
So, how obsessed was I with Gogos? Well, maybe that should give you an idea. With all of this,
I wasn't too obsessed with Gogos. I didn't really know how to play any games with them, and I didn't actually look up the value of each Gogo. I kind of just collected them and tried to find the ones that I thought looked cool. I had a few like plastic Gogo carrying cases, and I clipped those onto my backpack straps. I thought it was so cool for that.
I was very obsessed with Gogos. We would buy more and more very often, and we would play with them and battle with them nearly every day. This obsession for Gogos lasted for a few years.
I was pretty obsessed for a while, but by the time I was into it, Series 4 was starting to end production. For a while I got my friends at school to play, however, the school eventually outlawed them.
Do you have any stories about Gogos you would like to share?
For my stories that I have, like I said, I played with them every day. I brought a few to school, lost a few, and then I had gotten a gold Gogo. When I turned 9, I got a golden Gogo, and that was like the best thing I have ever gotten.
So when I got my first Gogo, I wasn't obsessed at all at the start. Then a bit later in my school, Gogos was like very popular for 1 week, and then it just stopped. And one day, I don't know how far it was from that day, my friend came with some Gogos, mostly Series 2. I'm not entirely sure if it was only Series 2, and she showed me how to play. And then the next day, my friend came with his Gogos. I spent the entire night searching for them. I found 6. I mean, I'm pretty sure I found 5, but one of them was a tune. And this is when I start actually getting into Gogos. I remember I had Fist, which is right there, in my first Series 1 packet. Someone knew it was rare, and they told me that they had a really rare one, and that they would like to trade for that one, because that one, you know, wasn't rare. So I actually traded, and I don't really care. I mean, I already have it right there. But the other reason why I'm just not really caring at all is that I have another one, and I actually have another one. I know you just are all going crazy currently, probably, because, I mean, having 3 most wanted, the same one is, I mean, it's just crazy. And I understand, guys. I will probably, I'm just keeping them safe for now. And yes, I do have tons of stories. The first time we played, we used to play on a sewer kind of thing. I don't know how these are called, but you have an image right there. So we used to play on that like quite a long time, and then they installed, I also have no idea how that thing is called, but here's another image. So they installed that thing, and me and my friend, we literally took over that. It was just our property, even though it was the school thing. Like, I mean, no one used to play on that. Like, it's something they installed, but like, literally nobody was there. So at the start, we kind of had to rush for it. And then eventually they're like, oh yeah, it's just their thing. Let's just give up. It's theirs. So we kept playing on that thing, and it was actually pretty good for playing Gogos, because it wasn't really like my table right there, but it was still really good to play. It was pretty bouncy though. This story is really important, guys, because this is where I believe I've got some extremely rare ones for free. In my school, people were usually giving me Gogos because they had not really been interested into that. Because I was like apparently the most craziest over Gogos in my school. So I got some from other people sometimes. I remember in high school, one day someone was like, oh hey, I just found that Gogo, here you go. But when I was in France in high school, I didn't play Gogos, unfortunately, because, you know, I don't know, it would seem a bit like if it was for kids. The only problem at my school is that we don't have anything good to play on. We do have a table, like a metallic table that has some sort of curves, which is very, very bad for playing. We don't have anywhere to play. So I went to my neighbor house, and they had like a few Gogos, and they told me that someone gave them to them. And I've got some Israel Gogos. If you don't know what that is, I am gonna show you right now. So it's basically Series 2, but they are metallic, and I would say they're pretty rare, because, I mean, I'm sure like most of you never seen one like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I remember one of the last Gogo I got from a friend or from someone when I went to their house, and they were like, sure, you can keep it, I don't care, was this one. So yeah, I mean, he's so freaking cool. Like, I got very lucky with that. I also have the green variant right there. So I'm very happy with this one.
I'd force my grandpa to buy me a pack of Gogos every time he went to Walgreens or Toys R Us, and once I found out that you can buy a whole tin of them, at the time I actually just started asking for tins. I had like maybe 5 and like a few white ones and gold ones.
One time I lost this one yellow Gogo. I'm pretty sure it looked like an elephant with one eye. I am almost certain that I lost it somewhere in the house since we only kept our Gogos in the house, but I lost it a very long time ago. Years ago in fact, and I haven't found it to this day and I don't think I ever will, but I'm still waiting for it to turn up somewhere. If it somehow turns up somewhere after all these years, I will try to keep it with me until I die.
Not really, as I don't remember much from back then, but I still remember the times of playing in my house with just a small collection.
I don't remember much other than getting a booster box of 30 Series 1 packets, and just 3 Power Gogo packets and stuff. I did get lots of random packets including a Mega Metropolis one from my friend Josh, but I eventually broke Mega Mush's head off. It was only a year ago that I started to look back at them and make some Gogos content time by time. If I could have one wish, it would be to have had more packets in the past, and to have actually taken care of my Mega Mush.
What is your favorite Gogo?
My favorite one was the gold one. It was great.
Okay, so what is my favorite Gogo? I'm not entirely sure because I've got like tons of them and I don't know which one would be my favorite. I'm thinking it could be Goshan, but I'm not too sure. But I really like that one. Like a lot, because it was my first Gogo and honestly he looks cool as hell. Just imagine like he's blue and that with that red thing on the top. I mean, he looks so cool. He was like one of my favorite. But as I said, I lost it, which is very unfortunate.
My favorite Gogo. I really wanted to find this red and yellow Angiru Gogo or something like that. I remember all of my like Gogo friends or my Gogo buddies, they were always on the lookout for it. It looked a little bit like Spider-Man or Deadpool, and I think that's why I really wanted it. Unfortunately, once I did get my hands on it, my little brother drew on it with Sharpie, so I'm pretty sure the one that I have isn't actually worth anything.
I do not think I have a favorite Gogo, since I like almost all of them.
Originally my favorite bone was Mosh, but over time I've come to like many bones from the 1998 Buddies series.
Have you lost interest in Gogos?
I lost interest in Gogos when I got mine stolen. My whole collection got stolen when I went to a new school, which friggin' sucked. I wanted to keep my Gogos for a while as a collector's item. Now bringing this up with this video, really hard to imagine that I wish I still had my Gogos. But yeah, that's my Gogo story.
So the biggest loss of interest I had in Gogos was probably half a year before I went to Australia, and then probably like 1 year once I was in Australia. So half a year before I went to Australia, I was in high school and I couldn't really play with my friends anymore because, I mean, you know, as I said, they seem kind of like kid games. And yeah, once I arrived to Australia, I wasn't thinking about that, and I had lots of things to do, so I just forget them, and they were just there, like just staying there. But I remember finding some in some sort of a school sale thingy, and I could find some Gogos there. And then one day I missed Gogos, like I missed doing battles with my friends.
Yeah, I definitely did lose interest in Gogos. I've never actually seen Gogos Crazy Bones in actually years, and I'm not even sure if they still sell them at the store since I don't look for toys anymore. This interview opportunity actually got me out of my chair to look for them around the basement. I had to go through some old toys, but I did find them. I kind of missed the excitement that I got from like plastic toys like Gogos and Legos and stuff like that, but I definitely am glad that I was reminded about them.
I have lost interest in Gogos. Not because they are boring, but because they have been discontinued. If they were still being produced today, I would definitely collect them.
After the stores stopped selling Gogos, my interest, and the interest of my friends started to dwindle. Recently though, I've been playing the craze again, and enjoying learning the fascinating history of the long extinct fad.
And last but not least, do you still have your Gogos to this day? If not, what happened to them?
Well, they're still here, but I've lost some of them, which I remember having before. But yeah, I still have most of them. When I mean by I lose some of them, like, it wasn't that much, probably like 30 or something. I used to have all the laser Gogos from Series 3, but I lost one, which is the shark one. I'm pretty sure he's number 4, unfortunately, which is the last one I need to complete all my laser Series 3. So that'll be it for me.
Yeah, I do still own my Gogos, and I haven't gotten rid of them because I think maybe they could be worth something in the future, and if not, then the collectible and nostalgic aspect is probably good enough. Like, I'm not really gonna do anything with them. I don't trade them anymore. Like I said, I don't even know if I can go anywhere to trade them. I know that we can still do Pokemon card trading at trading card stores, but I'm not really sure if anyone still trades Gogos. I'm intrigued to do some hunting on eBay to see whether or not I could actually identify which Gogos I have and which ones are collecting dust when they could be getting me some cash.
I still have all of our Gogos, and we keep all of them in a lunchbox in Nick's closet. Hopefully, they can make a redemption someday.
I still own all of my bones for the most part, but like most, I have lost many throughout the years. Luckily I still retain the majority of my original collections, and I've replenished my collection in the meantime.
Alright, and that's it for the interview. Thank you to everyone who answered the questions. And with that, it's time to move on to the million-dollar question of this video. So, will Gogos ever make a comeback in the future? To be honest with you guys, I don't really know. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. A lot of you guys don't know this, but Gogo's Crazy Bones were actually made back in the late 90s. And since then, they have been rebooted twice until they became the Gogos that we all know about today. So maybe, just maybe, Magic Box Toys will reboot Gogos for a third time. And considering the fact that they're still making miniature figurines today, it could be a strong possibility that they could be coming back. But please don't get your hopes up, because you have to remember that despite everything I just said, Gogos are barely ever brought up these days, and they're pretty much dead. And it wouldn't make sense to bring back something that died out. It may be sad news to some people, but really that's just how the cookie crumbles in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, Gogos might come back. Keyword, might. And yes, I do wish that they would come back. If Gogos actually do make a comeback in the future, then I'll probably make a third Gogos video. But for now, this will most likely be the last Gogos video that I will make. Well, that didn't age very well. For the interviews in this video, I structured the questions in a who, what, when, where, why scenario. The questions I asked the 3 Gogos collectors goes as follows. Who gave you your first pack of Gogos? What series was that first pack? When did you get that first pack? Where did you get that first pack from? And why or how did you get that first pack? So yeah, let's get right into the interviews.
So I got my first pack of Gogos from my mom. I was about 7 or 8. Somewhere around there, and it was a modern Series 1 pack. We got it from a small little mom and pop sports store, not Walgreens or Target or Walmart or anything like that. No, it was a small little local sports store. I was getting a new pair of cleats because my parents were forcing me to play soccer again that season, and usually they would have a box of gum on the counter, like a box of like packs of gum. But this time, for some reason that I will never understand, instead they had a box full of packs of Series 1 Gogos. I don't know if they thought they were candy or anything. I have no idea why they fucking had them, but they did. And like I did every single time we went there, I pointed to it. I pointed to the box that was on the counter. And usually my mom would say, no, you don't need that. But this time, for some reason, the stars aligned and she rolled her eyes and said fine and picked it up and put it on the counter. Now, I had no idea what Crazy Bones were. I just saw the box and I saw Molly and I thought, wow, these things are so cool. I don't know what they are, but I love them and I want them. So my mom said fine, we bought the pack, we got in the car, I opened them, and little did my mom know at the time that that was probably her second biggest mistake as a parent, right behind buying me a DS for Christmas. Because here I am now, 11 years later, still spending money on these tiny little plastic figurines that have no value at all, but I still love and adore so much. Big part of my childhood.
Hello everybody, Gogos Matic here, and today I'm going to be talking about the story of how I got my first 3 Gogos. I got these around 2011, 2012, I was probably like 5 or 6 at the time, and I had like no idea what Gogos were, like not even a clue. I probably did like trash packs, you know, Mighty Beans, I was like eating glue at the time, I was like a little kid. And anyway, so I was at like this toy store with my mom, I had no idea what Gogos were, I picked out like Hot Wheels or something, and we went into like the checkout. And as I was going to the checkout, I see like these like little like red packs on like the little sides, you know, like to get kids to buy more stuff. Like, ooh, what are these? So I pick it up, like, Mom, can I have one of these? And she's like, yes, sir. And I get one, and I'm like, ooh, what are these things? So I open it up and I get these 3 guys out of there. These are the exact 3 that I got. These are my first Gogos. So I got a Skull. I don't remember the name of this guy. That's not too important. And I got a Karu, and he's the most wanted. So I'm surprised I got him. And these, like, again, like, I had no idea what these were. I got the little stickers. I probably stuck them on, like, my dog or something. You know, probably stuck them on the roof or something, you know what I mean? So anyway, so I was like, ooh, Gogos, you know, and that's how I got my first 3. I had no idea what they were, you know, and now I'm into them now. Look at that. Look at these little guys. Ooh, look how cool they are. Oh, that's crazy. That's like actually like crazy, though, you know what I mean? That's...
Alright, now I already explained how I got my first pack of Gogos in my first Gogos video, but I might as well retell the tale in this video since a lot of you probably haven't watched the first Gogos video. Anyways, when I was in first grade, my mom took me and my brother to Walmart to run some errands. After my mom was done getting the groceries, me and my brother went to the toy section at the checkout line. It was then we saw Series 1 packs of Gogo's Crazy Bones. One of those packs in particular had a tear in it. Seeing how the pack already had a tear in it, me and my brother decided to shoplift and took the 2 Gogos from that pack. And that was the story of how I became a collector of Gogos. And that is all for the interviews. Now, it is time for the unboxing section of this video. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the unboxing section of this video. Today, I ordered a lot of stuff. Inside here, this little box right here, is a 5 packs of Gogos, which I will be opening. And I'll save this big old box for last. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right to unboxing it. So, I censored out my address because some of you guys are detectives. I just know it. It's a bit hard to open with scissors, but here they are. Would you look at that? Alright, so we got 5 packs of Gogos over here. Put the scissors away, and here they are. This is the first one we'll be opening. Oh, it's been years since I opened a pack of Gogos, I swear. Okay. So, here are the new Gogos. I got this guy right here, which I already have, by the way. We got this blue guy, which I never got. And we have this guy, which I also never got. And of course, we also have the stickers. Now, I don't have any folders to put this on, just like back in the day, but yeah, here they are. Here's the stickers. Pretty cool. Here is the second pack. Okay. Ooh. Got this shiny dude, which I already got. Nice. I think he's a rare one, which is pretty awesome. Got this new black one, which I never got before. And this purple one, which I never got before. Okay. This one's stuck. There we go. Alright. Here are the stickers. I'll probably put the stickers on like my Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons or something. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with them, but here are the stickers. Here is the third pack. Open that bad boy up. Ooh, we got another shiny one. Look at that. Nice. Looks like an elephant, dude. A green elephant. Very cool. We got a very happy white guy. And I like this one. This is really cool. Here's a bit of a weird looking orange guy. Very cool. With black eyes. Here are the stickers. Alright, our fourth pack. Okay, let's see what we got. We got a checkerboard guy. Very nice. Never got that before. A lot of these are pretty new, so that's awesome. Here's an orange guy. And here's one that I already have, but it's pink, so very cool. Here are the stickerooskies right here. It's kind of cringy, but I don't know why I call them stickerooskies, but whatever. And here's the last Series 3 pack. Now, I'm pretty sure the big box that I have also has packs. So, yeah. The last pack. Here we go. Got another shiny, which I already have this one, but still pretty cool. Got this one, this neon green one. And we got this happy white one. Very nice. And the last stickers we have, this dude. We got this guy. And this guy. Well, well, well. Those are all the 5 packs. But yeah, here they all are, guys. It's time to open up the big box. Open this. Alright, I got it open. Like that, but whatever. Okay. Ugh. There we go. Alright, you guys ready for this? Look at that. That's a big boy. Now, this is a carry case that has 3 Gogos in it and 2 stickers. Or 3 stickers, sorry. So, let's open them up. And here's the man himself. The big old Gogo. And here is the actual last pack of this video. A Series 1 pack. Let's open this up. We got this guy, which I already have. We got this guy, which I think I already have. And we got this guy, which is, I think, new. Very cool. The stickers, got this helmet guy. Looks kind of like the Tank Man. Got this confused dude. And the last sticker, this really cool dude. Well, that's all the Gogos. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna be honest, it feels surreal opening up packs of Gogos again, because it's been years. And it just brings back so many memories of when my parents would always get me packs. Man, Magic Box Toys needs to bring these guys back, because they're just something about them. They just stick out, you know? How do I open this dude? I want to open him. I don't want to break it on accident. Oh, you pop his neck open like a Pez dispenser, I see. That being said, I could put all the Gogos I have inside of him. Honestly, it's pretty neat for what it is. It also doubles as a keychain. Hence the little hook on his head. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all of them in here, but you know. No, I can't. Alright, whatever. Alright, well, there he is, the giant Gogo. Well, that's all the unboxing this video has to offer.
Gogo's Crazy Bones has been a prominent subject on my channel, as the 3 videos I uploaded talking about it are some of the most popular videos I've ever uploaded. With that being said, I thought it would be appropriate to make a, most likely, final video about Gogos. And since nobody has done an Iceberg video about Gogos yet, I guess I'll be the one to do it. For those of you who are unaware of how Iceberg videos work, basically Icebergs cover many topics about a single subject, from the most well-known topics all the way down to the most obscure, and that's exactly what I'll be doing in this video. By the way, a little disclaimer, I did not create this iceberg. The original creators of this iceberg are members of the unofficial Crazy Bones Discord server, so I'll leave an invite link in the description if you're interested in joining. Anyways, without further ado, let's take a deep dive into the Gogo's Crazy Bones iceberg. Cooler Now 123 was a Gogo's Crazy Bones stop motion YouTuber that made videos from 2010 to 2013. He created serial content featuring Fist, Cody, and Angaru. He even made 3D animations with these characters, but he eventually moved on from the series. He has since made all of his old videos unlisted ever since COPPA went into effect on YouTube in 2019. However, his old videos can all be found on his website. In 2011, Walgreens hosted a 1 million Gogos giveaway to promote Gogos being released in North America. The giveaway packs had a chance to include a very rare Gogo you can get called Miro K. Only 5,000 copies of this Gogo was ever produced. C1000 is a supermarket that's located in the Netherlands. From 2009 to 2012, they also gave away 3 Gogo sets, with one of them being entirely exclusive to the stores, the X-Gogo set. Similar to the Walgreens giveaway, there was also an incredibly rare Gogo called Golden Tissue, and if you were to get one of the 4,000 of them, you got to take a ride in a limo, and C1000 would donate 2,000 packs of Gogos to your school. Pretty neat. GUIs are Gogos that were not properly molded in factories and came out in various states of deformity. This is more common in the classic Gogos, as there was less quality control, but they are known to appear in modern Gogos, often in ones that are unpainted. Gogos Land, aka gogoscrazybones.com, was the official website for Gogos before it eventually shut down in August 2016. It hosted games, character creators, checklists, and more. It allowed people to upload their creations in the form of a video or an image, and whoever had the most popular upload had a chance to win prizes. You can only find the website on Wayback Machine, but many of the Flash features are no longer operational. Swap Day was an event in the UK promoting the Explorer set. It was hosted at the toy shop The Entertainer. It encouraged kids to come and trade Gogos with each other, and if you traded Gogos with an Entertainer employee, you would receive an exclusive laser mosh figure. Licensed sets of Gogos were collaboration sets with other companies. These sets would include Gogo-esque versions of the characters, or simply the character's design on a Gogo sculpt. They licensed properties such as Disney, Marvel, Dragon Ball Z, and Taruma D. Monica. On some Series 1 packs with Gogos, you can find a white version of the Angaru Gogo, even though no version of it ever existed. The same thing happened to another Gogo called Simi, who appears in both blue and green, as opposed to its typical set of colors. Zani Brainy was a toy store that was an offshoot of FAO Shorts. In 1996, they released 7 exclusive Gogos, 2 of which, original characters named Zaniac and Brainiac, were given out and sold in $5 tins. 2 more, sucker versions of Eggy and Jaws Gogos, were also released exclusively, and 3 more without names. These are very mysterious and have never been seen secondhand. They are the rarest of the 7 Gogos. Laser AU was an incredibly obscure Gogo that couldn't be pulled out of a typical pack. He is the character AU from Megatrip, but with a cherry red laser finish. There is a theory that he was a part of the Callies promotion, but there is no definitive answer to how you could actually acquire a Laser AU Gogo. The Breaks was a fictional band that starred 6 Gogos. This band was promoted by C1000, Talpa Music, and PPI worldwide in order to promote the Groovy Gogos app, which was a stop-motion tool for making Gogos music videos. The Gogos band released only 2 singles, which were both exclusively sold in C1000 stores. The Gogos Ambassador program involved people that were regularly emailed Gogos-related stuff, such as promotions and sneak peeks at future releases. They were even sometimes mailed samples and rare figures. Mr. Pico is an incredibly rare Gogo associated with the Series 2 set. Known as the Gogos Principal, he was meant to be distributed through schools, but the promotion wasn't successful, and he was often distributed through contests that were hosted on the Gogos website, Facebook, and Twitter pages. His sculpt was later reused for another Gogo called Horo, similar to how the Miro K Gogo uses AU's mold. Glowy packs were released in 1996 and were a promotion for a Cleveland, Ohio newspaper, and each pack included 4 glow-in-the-dark Series 1 or Things Gogos. There were only a few hundred packs made for each series, making them incredibly rare. Zagoa was a custom Gogo that was created by a 10-year-old who won a 2009 competition that was exclusive to
the C1000 stores. People would submit their custom Gogo to the company, and the winner would be randomly chosen. Zagoa was chosen. It was made into a sticker. The winner of the competition also received many other prizes, one of those prizes being a bronze foot Gogo. PPI Worldwide is a distributing company that handled the majority of Gogo's creation and distribution. Besides certain distributors such as Magic Box in English-speaking countries, PPI is responsible for almost all Gogos in their original forms throughout the world. Team Ecuador refers to the extra 10th team in the foot series, Team Ticos, released only in Ecuador and Costa Rica through food promotions. The Lost TV show pilots refer to the cancelled Gogo's Crazy Bones TV series. A pilot was created and premiered, but was quickly taken down due to its poor quality. On December 15, 2021, the full pilot was found and uploaded by a YouTuber named Tisby. Back in 1998, Nintendo and Gogos planned to make Pokemon Gogos, but they were unfortunately cancelled for an unknown reason. There may or may not be existing prototypes, but as of this video, it's considered lost media. Precious Metal Mutants / Buddies are rare metallic versions of figures from the respective series. Unlike other classic sets, the gold and silver versions are very elusive and hard to find, and have only been known to appear in certain countries. The secret rares of Series 1 are 5 Gogos in specific colors: Angru in red, B-Boy in purple, Hiraku in orange, Fist in purple, and Hirocho in red. These are incredibly hard to find in Series 1 collections. During the late 90s, there was a van that went around to different cities in the US that would trade Gogos, play games with Gogos, and hand them out as prizes. The Israel collection refers to iconic collector Grenell's large collection of exclusive Gogos from Israel, such as Olympics and Super Goal. This was incredibly important in the early days of the community, as it helped to document and gain information on these then mysterious sets of figures. Matutolas were unofficial figurines that were designed to imitate Gogos. They are the Series 1 characters but with grotesque, distorted appearances and cheap plastic. They were available in Portugal exclusively and could be received after purchasing a bag of chips from Matuteno, which is a company based around making snacks. It's essentially the Portuguese version of Frito-Lay. So there's a bootleg of the black and white diamond Gogos tins, except there are a few differences between the real tins and the bootlegs. The bootleg tins are slightly bigger and they do not feature the characters that are in the respective versions on the tin itself, but instead the advanced tin characters. The bootleg tins were actually sold by Walgreens at one point so they can get rid of what they had left. It is theorized that these bootleg tins were made to get rid of factory stock of advanced. Unused figure designs of Gogos were Gogos that were never released but had concept art. It's a bit of a shame too, since some of the figures don't even look that bad. Celebrity figures are figures that were modeled after real people. Most famously, these include the two guys from the Gogo's Six Flags video, Q-Mac and J-Box. The only way you can get a Q-Mac or J-Box Gogo was if they came to your school in 2011 and just so happened to give you one of the two figurines. There were also one-of-a-kind Gogo figures created for celebrities Jay Leno and Bailey Madison, who are promoting Gogos at the time. In 1999, there were Gogos that were handed out to 10,000 kids at 5 Toronto Blue Jays baseball games in Canada. Along with the Gogos, they also gave away baseball cards of the Gogos themselves, and they're considered some of the rarest classic Gogos. Eggy is a classic Gogo that has many variants from different colors, sizes, etc. However, there's a rare variant of Eggy where he appears to have a smile under his eyes. It's unknown if Smiling Eggy was made for a promotion, but his existence remains a mystery to this day. Mosh is undoubtedly the big cheese of modern Gogos, but he had many design changes throughout the lifespan of modern Series 1. He had 2 to 3 distinct face print styles, and a lot of variation within them. Mold differences are essentially Gogos that had an original design that was later changed. For example, a classic Gogo named Inky had the design of a stereotypical Asian person with shut eyes and buck teeth. To avoid any sort of controversy, they gave the Inky Gogo pupils. Most of the time though, this was just a random change of shape or size. Along with the black and white diamond tin sets, the Power series of Gogos also had cheap bootlegs of the original characters. And dear god, they're ugly as hell. Like, the hell are you pointing at? You see that homeless guy over there? We're gonna kick his kneecaps and take his money on 3. I don't know. In 2016, the elusive Olympic set was re-released in honor of the Rio Olympics that year. The figures were identical, but there was no Gogos branding at all for some reason. Piggy is a classic Gogo from the Thing series designed to be some sort of coin bank. Honestly, I don't see it, but whatever. When you turn her upside down, her face looks like Eric Cartman from South Park. Intentional or not, that's pretty funny to think about. Gogo Crazy 2 is an unofficial YouTube channel that was made to upload videos that were submitted from the Gogo's Crazy Bones website. It still exists today, and you can watch old videos of kids being
creative with their Gogos. The channel spawned some controversy as it would upload people's content without their permission. Steen is a Gogo from the Megatrip series that apparently had a gold version that was given out exclusively to PPI employees. He came into special case and has only been seen in a magazine article. The Great Gogo's disappearance is basically an inside joke with the community where Gogos from your childhood would get lost and you can't find them years later. Now, when I saw this on the Iceberg, I thought it was going to be an old video series from like 2010, but apparently not, I guess. In both the classic and modern eras of Gogos, officially licensed merchandise was sold in stores. The merchandise was shirts, pajamas, and more. Not gonna lie, if they were still available today, I'd probably buy a shirt or two. In 2011 and 2012, an old Flash game called Habbo Hotel had a collab with Gogos to promote the foot set. You can get an in-game shirt by listing your favorite foot Gogos. Back in the early to late 2000s, a company called Emax released a line of toys called Frickies, so they could try and compete with Gogos. Before that, however, they also created E-Flyers, which were essentially magnets shaped like monsters. In 2005, they released a set of SpongeBob E-Flyers, possibly also inspired by Gogos according to the Gogos wiki. So I asked the Crazy Bones server what Gogos' identity was, and apparently it's another inside joke where people would ask who Gogo is. It's called Gogos, Crazy Bones. So who the hell is Gogo? Get it, guys? Okay. Gogo Hits was a German album that included 10 different songs, with 6 of them being songs about Gogos. The songs are all 2010 European dance pop music, and it's just super goofy. The rest are just random songs from different artists like Britney Spears, French Affair, and others. Gold macro foots refers to 2 foot Gogos in gold form. Those 2 Gogos are Lou and Reyes. The unknown Gogo toys are 2 Gogos from the Brazil's release of Buddies and Mutants by the same name. They were completely unique and not seen anywhere else. They have no name, sticker, or identification. Beanie Palace was a 90s toy store geared toward Beanie Babies. Apparently a place owned by someone who had the founder of Magic Box Toys as a regular in his store. The founder of Magic Box Toys grew attached to the store and had a deal with the owner where he gave him over 1,000 classic packs of Gogos, each of the packs having a guaranteed Eggy Gogo in them. As expected, the antique store ran out of packs very quickly, and some of those packs are being sold by the owner on eBay to this day. Very interesting. In 2012, an Australian mountain climber named Paul Hemeister climbed Mount Everest along with the Hiraku Gogo. He brought it with him because his 9-year-old daughter gave it to him as a good luck charm. The reason why Hiraku was specifically chosen is because Hiraku is marked 23 on the Gogos Series 1 checklist, and 23 is Paul's lucky number. Very sweet. Spread releases are essentially just the fact that Gogos can look incredibly different in many different regions of the world. In other words, if you are used to North American Gogos, then other Gogos released in different regions can look incredibly diverse in comparison. A big example is the Megatrip series, with it having different colors, print designs, finishes, and characters depending on location. In the classic era of Gogos, Gogos were made from random pieces of plastic that came in varieties of random colors. So, essentially, you could say that it would be quote-unquote impossible to collect every single variant of one classic Gogo, because they come in an infinite amount of colors. While with modern era Gogos, it's possible since the colors they came in were specifically chosen by the designers. In the mid-2010s, the elusive Megatrip set had a limited release in Mexico. It was a clone of the Turkey release of the set and was only available as bonuses with Gogos coloring books. Back in 1998, there was an exclusive promotion for Hubba Bubba and Gogos in Canada, where if you sent 3 Hubba Bubba wrappers to presumably Magic Box Toys, then they would send you back exclusive figures in return. But to this day, the figures in question remain lost in time. Back in the 90s, there was a Christian forum website where religious extremists would give safety ratings for pretty much anything they could think of. One entry talked about how Gogos are quote-unquote demonic in nature because of their designs, names, games, and presence of alien characters. So apparently, there are unofficial classic era Gogos NFTs that are being sold on the crypto website called OpenSea, and it's 100% real. No joke. Their selling point is to essentially capitalize on people's nostalgia for Gogos, and so far there are almost 1,000 owners as of this video. I know how a lot of people feel about NFTs, and trust me, I'm in the same boat, but I'm not really angry about this, just more so flabbergasted and confused. Bloody Short Film refers to a piece of Gogo's lost media simply titled Gogos on YouTube. It was a 2010 short film for a sort of contest or festival. In the short, 2 adults who are dressed and acting like kids are on the playground playing with one kid's original Crazy Bones collection. The other kid picks out a pink Eggy and it begins speaking to him. It convinces him to take a gun from someone's bag and kill his friend. The short ends as Strawberry Fields Forever plays. Yeah, very odd. And yeah, that's everything the Iceberg has to offer.
In conclusion guys, Gogos will forever have a special place in my heart, and it had a huge impact on the channel and myself as a person. Despite knowing a lot about Gogos, this Iceberg has taught me quite a lot about things I didn't even know about. With that being said, I would like to thank Lucy and Funky Fighters from the Crazy Bones Discord server for polishing the script for me, and also for contributing and adding more entries to the Gogos Iceberg. You're probably asking if this will be the last Gogos video I will upload. Well, I've already made 4 videos about these plastic figurines, and I think I've talked about everything there needed to be talked about. However, if some new stuff comes up with Gogos, or I find something that's video worthy about Gogos, then I'll consider a 5th video. But for now, this will most likely be the final Gogos video I will ever make. And with that, that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment below talking about anything and everything Gogos related, or just corrections to some mistakes I might have made in this video. I read every single comment that I get. With that being said guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.